Uklama, Lisa Tremblay. Histaksha Franklin River. Hithach, Mamuk, Huch Takshech, Huech E, School District 70 Indigenous Education Team. Klayach Uach, Klumach Aklach, Anik, Klawekshuk. My name is Lisa Tremblay. I'm from Franklin River. I'm a teacher at the school with Indigenous Education Team, School District 70. I welcome you and I'm happy that you're here. Being part of the teacher inquiry group has been really wonderful for me. Peggy and I have been creating some materials, but for the first time we could get feedback from the teachers. We got to hear what kind of resources they were looking for. We got to help create them, and then they would try them and let us know how it went, and it was just wonderful. We moved most of our resources that we've been creating online so that it's very easy to make adjustments. That way teachers go online and they always have the most updated resource. We've enjoyed hearing the stories and some wonderful anecdotes about students who are shining, parents who are becoming involved. And it was from the teachers that asked for some more materials that kids could access on their own when they have free time. And because of that, we've just launched a new kids area, a kids place, where we've put some videos and games and things that practice some teachings that the students can access at home or in their free time and even share with their families. And I'm very excited about the future, and I look forward to seeing what the teachers are going to be doing next too.
I joined this project to learn more about teaching Nuu-chah-nulth. What I really enjoyed throughout the process was bouncing ideas off of other teachers, other new workers from other schools in the district, and just sharing ideas. It was really nice to see how proud my Indigenous students were when we were doing lessons about Nuu-chah-nulth language, and my other students, everybody just really enjoyed learning about new words. This year I started teaching the basics, just words of the week and numbers 1 to 10. Next year I sort of have a plan now of how I would incorporate teaching Nuu-chah-nulth into every day. Peggy and Lisa have provided me with a calendar system, and you can take the iPad, just scan the QR code for the pronunciation of the word, and then the students can repeat it back. So I plan to get into more depth with teaching language for next year, and I'm really looking forward to that. So today is Tuesday, and let's be practicing our word for Tuesday in Nuu-chah-nulth. So listening.
Akchiv Atma.
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 Akchiv Atma. I'm pretty sure. Nope, no, that's an eagle. Did you see that? Kind of red.
Taryn, are you enjoying this game?
Yeah. I'm just addicted to it.
You're addicted to it. How come?
Because I love I love playing and this and I love yesterday. What?
Ah.
How would that not however?
What are you playing, Maya?
And I like to play it because it's in Nuu-chah-nulth and because it's in my family.
Uklama, Megan Patterson. I am a teacher at Alberni Elementary. J'enseigne en français and also in English, and I teach music to children in kindergarten to grade 4. One of the goals that I had for this school year was to teach a variety of Nuu-chah-nulth songs, changing every kind of 6 weeks or kind of with every theme, and really having the kids have it part of the routine and part of just the normal everyday music experience that we incorporate Nuu-chah-nulth songs. Unfortunately, of course, as with all great plans, it didn't quite go that way. But it allowed for some variety. So I found other songs that were not Nuu-chah-nulth songs that I was able to access and got permission to sing, which then led to some other connections and discoveries. I had a mom call and say, "Thank you so much for teaching this Blackfoot song to my child. This is part of our heritage." So that was kind of a great added bonus. I also discovered for myself that I needed to take more time to learn the protocols and learn the cultural expectations. One of the outcomes of this project and my other work with music education, was that I am able to go to an elder and ask permission myself, with some support, but I'm working on independence in that aspect, and appreciating the protocols, the good way of asking for these gifts to be shared, and recognizing when these elders are able to share the gifts. Of course, I'd like to continue teaching these songs and new songs next year as well. For me, teaching First Nations drumming and singing and dancing is integral to the place in which we live, the community that we serve. And music is such an accessible way for children to initiate into a culture. Most importantly for me, it matters to be doing this work because I want my First Nation students to feel safe and to feel heard and to feel included. And I want my non-First Nation students to be aware of the place in which we live and the community in which we work, learn, and play. And I think by singing together and drumming together, this is just a wonderful way of building that community. We all sing, we all dance, we all keep a beat, and having this as a medium is just a fantastic way of incorporating culture into the classroom. So I'm really, really lucky that I get to do that every day, all day.
Why I like singing is because it makes my heart sing.
When I first heard about the Inquiry Project, I was excited as it was an opportunity for me to teach and learn Nuu-chah-nulth with my grade 5 students. It also was going to give me an opportunity to work with colleagues to discuss best practices and ways to incorporate language into daily activities. Working alongside my peers also gave me more confidence to be able to implement the activities in my classroom. The Inquiry Project was also quite valuable as we were able to have the support and knowledge of our language keepers, and shared an incredible amount of knowledge, and they were able to support with pronunciation, which was really important because I wanted to do the best job that I could when teaching my students. The students loved the activities that we provided, the Quizlet games, matching, worksheets, oral language games.
Uklama Weston, Nuu-chah-nulth My name is Connor. I am Norwegian. I am from Trail, BC. Uklama Connor Istakshi Kla, Trail, BC.
I look forward to seeing the next steps in developing curriculum so that we can be consistent in what we are teaching our students. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Iris Sanders. I'm the Nuu-chah-nulth Education Worker for Makuna School here. I go to Miss Cheryl Hillman's class, the grade 1-2 class, on a regular basis. When I teach by using pictures and have the students write out the spelling of the Nuu-chah-nulth for each picture, like of the animals. We've done animals already. And when I do this, I have them write it out and say it and look at the pictures at the same time. And they'll remember this more. I always tell them, they'll remember it more. So going through this process, when I add a new animal to their booklet, I write out the name on the board, and because throughout their learning, I'll remind them the example of the 2 eyes make an E sound. The 2 U's make a oo sound. And so when I write the new name on the board and they're looking at it and they're thinking about it, and then all of a sudden they go, I've got it, and then they shout out they shout out the new name. And I enjoy teaching the language in the school with the teachers, and I enjoy teaching the students the Nuu-chah-nulth language. I'm going to point to a word, and I will use. I'm going to point to the words with a show of hands, please. I'll ask you this one here. Yes.
Chips.
Nice and loud.
Chips.
Without your hands here.
Chips.
Awesome. Okay, this one here. Would like to start? Yes.
Me.
Yes.
Sequin.
Say it again.
Sequin.
Good job, Sequin. And this one here. Yes. Real nice and loud. Quiet seek. Good job. And who is this fellow right here?
Corson.
Good strong.
Corson.
Good.
Corson.
Make a shh sound. Go ahead.
Corson.
Awesome. See, you guys read it. Now, who is, where is he? Remember? Quiet seek. There he is. Quiet seek. Quiet seek. Again. Caution. Who is caution?
The raven.
There he is. Caution.
The raven.
Caution. Oh, caution. Caution. Okay. I think we had this one here too. Who can read the top one? I printed up there.
Koa.
Yes, Danica.
Cockwood.
Good. There it is. By Cockwood.
Cockwood. It's a killer whale. That's what they call it.
Black sheep. Black sheep. Quasi. Kaka. Kaka. It's finally we finally have the sun. Pa. Mika.
What? Chims. Piss.
Say it again.
Piss. Sassen. Classic. Tuxaquin. Peach. Hi. Peepa. Mill. Irish Sutra. Rioting. Cackling.
What's this in your? And point with your hands.
Uklama Peggy Tatouche. Tashatu Pechisit Aksu. My name is Peggy Tatouche. I am a woman from Tashat and Hupechisit and part of the Indigenous Education team. In working on this inquiry project and thinking about what I enjoyed most about this experience, I have a few thoughts. First is supporting everyone, and first and foremost, the teachers, the facilitators from BCTF who came from Vancouver and who were willing to guide us, and for the teachers who were willing to be part of the discussion. And I enjoyed making sure everyone was looked after. And by this I mean with resources being made available and having snacks for the meeting and reminders of meeting dates is part of Nuu-chah-nulth culture. We are taught that you always make your guests feel welcome. That's very important. You feed them and you welcome them, you feed them, and your guests should never leave empty-handed. I learned about the development of a question, inquiry question, this one specifically. How will the development of best practices in the teaching of Nuu-chah-nulth language benefit all our learners and our school community? Finding out, what did I want to know? What did we all want to know? Then working on finding resources that work and from where to get them and who to talk to, be it songs or words in a certain dialect. Interpreting all of the information we discussed, finding relevance in each part of the discussion. Does it support the process? The group discussions, specifically on the perspective of assessment, I really enjoyed listening to. And lastly, reporting on the findings and what are our next steps going to be. Teachers have, in this project, have been learning the language and collaborating on best practices to have use of the language in classrooms to be receptive and successful. I appreciate that in their on their mission to have the students be successful. Teachers are slowly building their fluency and understanding the use of the language in the best way to portray Nuu-chah-nulth culture without desecrating the culture. And sharing, I enjoyed the sharing by the new workers, the Nuu-chah-nulth Education Workers, from their rich knowledge base of their different methods that have been successful over the years. All in all, it was a awesome learning experience.
Kufikua.
Achaklaha.
Uklama Heather. Achaklaha.
Uklama. Pistachikla Sumaas.
Pistachikla Sumaas.
Uhukwa. Umiexu Ashley. Uhukwa Umiexu James. Uhukwa Mamiexu Faith. Uhukwa Yukwitsu Jackson, Hokuta Nanamitsu, Deborah Uish Darrow.
Uhukwa Umitsu Susan, Uhukwa Nuitsu Michael, Uhukwa Mamitsu Sarah Uesh Rebecca, Uhukwa Nanan Iksu, Bob Alex Linda Uesh Keith. Chew.
I joined our language group because I felt like it was really important to learn the language part of the reconciliation part of Truth and Reconciliation. But I had already started teaching Nuu-chah-nulth in my class independently, realizing that we teachers were allowed to choose the language. We didn't have to teach French in class.
Uklama Kale, Istach Class Mas, Uhukwa Umitsu Shell, Uhukwa Nuitsu Alex, Uktama Andrew, Hitsu Us, Hitsa Usa, Oxananiexu, Afwa Aniexu, Brian.
I've really particularly enjoyed all the language lessons that we've been able to share and all the resources that we've been able to share. Huge thank you to Moira and Peggy and Lisa. I'm so impressed with your reservoir of knowledge and all of the stuff that you've built. Some of the stuff is behind me right now. It's made teaching Nuu-chah-nulth literally something that I feel any teacher could feel comfortable doing with just a little bit of time to delve into the resources that are available.
Ukli Kuach. True. Uklama Rion. Uklama Aiden.
My students, I've been so proud, and you'll see some of the videos of them working, but they're just very willing to take risks. They're willing to try and make mistakes, but it's just been a lot of fun watching them grow, particularly with Miss Irene, who's joined us recently in our school. It's amazing watching how quickly that they're learning.
True. Achaklahak. Uklama Haley. Chaklaha. Uklama Claire.
My future goals are to continue with learning Nuu-chah-nulth. The kids learn way faster than me, so it's going to take me quite a bit of time. But I'm going to continue teaching it and constantly improving, and I'll just hopefully get more and more effective at teaching Nuu-chah-nulth to my class.
Good afternoon. Uklama Witsa Kawatich Auntie. Mamarthi Auntie is Jean Thomas. In the school district, I'm referred to as Miss Jean. I'm the Nuu-chah-nulth Education Worker at Sumas Elementary School. I have been here just since September. I have worked at many schools in the district. The most rewarding part of my job is working with the children. I love working with the children because they grasp at the words that I teach. I teach a lot of language in the schools that I work at, along with activities. I do a lot of activities in the school district. I do button blankets, dream catchers, mini drums, some beading, and mostly language though, and I have many books that I have put together to teach the students. We have one student that is moving to Manitoba, and she has taken to each of my books for her and her sister. One thing that I really enjoyed doing this year was the teacher inquiry project. All the Nuu-chah-nulth Education Workers were asked to join the group, but at the beginning there was just Iris and myself, and that, to me, when I first went into it, I thought, well, geez, I don't know if I really want to do this, but I'm sure glad I stayed with it because it was so interesting and it was so rewarding for me. Talking to the teachers that are so involved in the language in our district, it really makes me feel a lot better when I see that with the teachers, because it's part of the curriculum now, and it's wonderful to see that a lot of the teachers do take it to heart and they really do a lot of the First Nation stuff in the classrooms. Also, I'm very I have a lot of friends in the district. Since I started working as a Nuu-chah-nulth Education Workers, I have stayed friends with a lot of the teachers that I've worked with, and mostly the kids. Some of them are graduated now, but I'm hoping that the teacher inquiry project is going to continue next year. I'm looking forward to being part of it as well, and I am really looking forward to the celebration we're going to do tomorrow. And I'd like to just say that we have two of the most, I think, are the, for the Indigenous team, Mrs. Tremblay and Mrs. Tatouche are very, very, they have a lot to share with us. They have taken a lot of stuff on themselves to help us with our jobs in the district. And I'm very grateful for that. It's been a rewarding experience with them, and to be always included in the stuff that they're doing, which makes me feel really, really proud. At the beginning of my career as a Nuu-chah-nulth education worker, I was not involved in too much of it because I was so below in the years that I've worked here. But it's I'm very proud of what I do, and I'm very proud of the work that I put forward to the students and share with the teachers. I always take into consideration what the teachers require of me, and if it's something that is not in my scope of what the work I do, I incorporate it. I make sure that I try do it, and it's gotten along really. I've gotten along really well with it. I'm very welcome in the district, but since I've become the Nuu-chah-nulth Education Worker at Tsumas, I have felt more welcome. Not that I wasn't welcome at the other schools, but this seems like it's home to me. And that has the reason why I feel that way is because I've never gotten my name put on the door, but I do have my name on the door now. And my room is always welcome. The teachers can come here, and I have a sign-out book that if they want to use any of my stuff that I use to teach, or that they think they could use in the classroom, they're more than welcome to use it. And they're not shy to do that. And I'm happy that they do, because that way I know that what I'm putting forward is being used and accepted by the teachers. I'm very, very happy to be part of this project, and thank you. Chooch.